Hello students, welcome to our live APS classes, and as all we know that this is our foundation course special for the students from 9th to 12th. And in our today's live lecture, we will continue with our new chapter from class 12th, and the name of the chapter is Evolution, and this is our chapter number 7. And today we will continue with our part number 1 regarding this chapter, and there are important top 15 important objective questions or MCQ questions regarding this chapter. And this is the syllabus of term 1 examination that is to be held in November 2021. So welcome to all the students who join with us our live APS classes. Before starting our MCQ questions or objective questions, first of all, we will give some introduction regarding this chapter. And the name of the chapter is Evolution. So, beta, evolution. What do you mean by the term evolution? Evolution is the study of the different forms of the life, its characteristics, and the changes over several generations. It is the scientific theory used by the biologists to study the genetic variations in a population. There are many theories about how the life is originated on the planet Earth. The theory of evolution is based on the idea that all species are correlated and progressively varies with the time. So this is the brief introduction of the chapter Evolution, that is our chapter number 7. So let us start with our first question from this chapter. And our first question is, the theory of spontaneous generations stated that, this is your question number 1. And the question number 1 is, the theory of spontaneous generation stated that options are life arose from the living forms only, B, life can arise from both living and non-living, C, life can arise from the non-living things only, and D is life arises spontaneously neither from living nor from the non-living. So here there are 4 options for the question number 1. And the question number 1 is, the theory of the spontaneous generation stated that. जो theory थी spontaneous generation की, वो क्या state करती थी? Either life arose from the living forms only, life can arise from both living and non-living, life can arise from the non-living forms only, life arises spontaneously neither from the living nor from the non-living. So you have to choose the correct option regarding this question out of the 4 options. Good evening, Anshvita. तो जो थ्योरी थी बेटे स्पॉन्टेनियस जनरेशन की, इट स्टेटेड दैट लाइफ कैन अराइज फ्रॉम द नॉन लिविंग ओनली. Life can arise from non-living things only. This is the theory of the spontaneous generation. And according to the spontaneous theory of generation, it stated that life can arise from the non-living things only. Life can arise from non-living things only. So this is the theory of the spontaneous generation, and according to this theory, life can arise from the non-living things only, not from the living things only, not from the both living and non-living, and not life arises spontaneously neither from the living as well as from the non-living, but the life can arise from the non-living things only. So here option C is the right answer for the question number 1. Next is your question number 2. Animal husbandry and plant breeding programs are the examples of option A is reverse evolution, B artificial selection, C mutation, and D is natural selection. Animal husbandry and plant breeding programs, both are the examples of either reverse evolution, artificial selection, mutation, and the natural selection. Yes, बेटे कोशिश करें आप. So beta, both animal husbandry and plant breeding programs are the examples of the natural selection, not beta artificial selection, because animal husbandry is a natural selectionally part, plant breeding is also a natural selection part. not the artificial selection parts. But animal husbandry and plant breeding programs are the examples of natural selection, not reverse evolution, not artificial selection, and not mutation. But animal husbandry as well as plant breeding programs are the examples of the natural selection. So here option D is the right answer for the question number 2. Next is your question number 3, and your question number 3 is paleontological evidences for evolution refers to the option is development of the embryo, B homologous organs, C fossils, and D is analogous organs. So paleontological evidences for the evolution, they refers to the either the development of the embryo, homologous organs, fossils, as well as analogous organs. So you have to choose the right option for the question number 3. So paleontological evidences for the evolutions, they refers to the fossils. Adhunika bete, fossils. Good evening, Adhunika bete. So paleontological evidences for the evolution, they not refers to the development of the embryo, nor to the homologous organs, and even not to the analogous organs. But the paleontological evidences for the evolution, they refers to the fossils. So here option C is the right answer regarding this question. Next is your question number 4, and your question number 4 is the bones for forelimbs of whale, bat, cheetah are similar in structure because the bones of forelimbs of whale, bat, cheetah, and men are similar in structure because option A is one organism has given rise to another, B they share a common ancestor, C they perform the same function, and D is they have biochemical similarities. So here the bones of the forelimbs of the whale, bat, cheetah, and men are similar in structure because either one organism has given rise to another, they share a common ancestor, they perform the same function, as well as they have biochemical similarities. So it is your question number 4, और आधुनिका बेटे ने आंसर दे दिया क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 का, और बिल्कुल सही आंसर दिया है आधुनिका बेटे. Because the bones of the forelimbs of the whale, bat, cheetah, and men are similar in structure because they share a common ancestor. बिल्कुल सही आंसर है, आधुनिका बेटी ने दिया हुआ है. They share a common ancestor. They share a common ancestor. This is the most important similar structure. So here the bones of the forelimbs of the whale, bat, cheetah, and men are similar in structure because they share a common ancestor. So by this reason, the forelimbs of the whale, bat, cheetah, and men are similar, especially in structure. So here option B is the right answer for the question number 4. Next is your question number 5, and your question number 5 is analogous organs arise due to option A is divergent evolution, B artificial selection, C genetic drift, and D is convergent evolution. So here analogous organs arise due to either divergent evolution, artificial selection, genetic drift, as well as convergent evolution. So which is the right option for the question number 5? So analogous organs arise due to the convergent evolution. Convergent evolution. Not divergent evolution, not artificial selection, and even not genetic drift, but the analogous organs arise due to the convergent evolution. So here option D is the right answer for the question number 5. That is the convergent evolution. Next is your question number 6, and your question number 6 is P plus Q square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. That represents an equation that is used in option A is population genetics, B Mendelian genetics, C biometrics, and D is molecular genetics. Yes, beta. P plus Q square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1 represents an equation, and that equation is used in population genetics, Mendelian genetics, biometrics as well as molecular genetics. And it is the question number 6. So with a P plus Q square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1 represents the population genetics. Population genetics. So here option A is the right answer for the question number 6, that is population genetics. Yes beta, बिल्कुल सही आंसर आधुरी का बेटा. Next is your question number 7, and your question number 7 is appearance of antibiotic resistant bacteria is an example of option A is adaptive radiation, B transduction, C pre-existing variation in the population, and D is divergent evolution. So here the appearance of the antibiotic resistant bacteria, it is an example of either adaptive radiation, transduction, pre-existing bacteria in the population, and the last one is the divergent evolution. And it is your question number 7. So beta, appearance of antibiotic resistant bacteria is an example of pre-existing variation in the population. So here appearance of antibiotic resistant bacteria is an example of only pre-existing variation in the population, not adaptive radiation, not transduction, and even not divergent population. But it is an example of only pre-existing variation in the population. So here option C is the right answer for the question number 7. Yes, बिल्कुल सही आंसर है आधुनिक का बेटे क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 का. Now shift to the question number 8, and the question number 8 is fossils are generally